Drivers, start your engines.
Hello, everybody watching out there in YouTube land. We're here at Nashville Super Speedway, not the short track, but the Super Speedway here in Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee, for round number 17, I believe it is, of the Multi-League Stone River Cup Series, Stone River Outfitters Cup Series here at Multi-League iRacing. And myself, I'm Scott Patton, joined in the booth by Ken Huber. How's it going out there, Ken, in Montana? That's true. We're looking at Wesley Holland, who just grabs the wall for turn number 4. That lap is going to be no good. It looked fast for the first half there, but last week's winner out in the West Coast, Sonoma, picked up win number 2 on the season for himself. Early troubles here in qualifying as he slaps the wall and does not, I don't think he even put down a lap here, so. Yeah, right now we're looking at John Henderson here, trying to put down a qual lap off turn 4 across the stripe. We'll see where Mr. Henderson, John Henderson, oh gosh, where is he at? P10 with a 30.3. Nice run by John Henderson. I think he's taken a couple weeks off. I don't remember seeing his name in the last few weeks, but nonetheless, welcome back, John. There it is in the butt kicker Toyota Camry 370 for Rick Hunderfiend. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct, but nonetheless, welcome to the league, Rick. Right? Hunderfiend. See him come across the stripe here. We'll see what he can do. Right now he's bottom of the board there in 23rd with 30.8. Second time around, tries to improve on it. I don't believe he does. Yeah. Yeah, watching Jeffrey Merck here off turn number 4. I think he already put down at least 1 lap, so this should be his last lap here. Improves from 14th spot up to 8th with a 30.2. Starting inside the top 10. 2 wins on the season. See if Merck can keep the car in one piece this week. He had some troubles last week with the new damage model on pit road exit, and I know iRacing did a couple updates this week. Do you know any specifics, Ken, if they updated the damage model further, or is it the same as what we dealt with last week? Yeah, we can talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the race, maybe at the start of the race. But right now, qualifying is done. We're in the pre-race ceremonies. Down to the grid here. We're going to give it a second for the stats to catch up before we know that Justin Michael looks like he's going to be on the pole here. We'll get the grid here set up shortly for you. Yeah, it's Justin Michael on the top row. Front row, I should say, with a 30, almost a 30 flat. 30.095. Heath Smith joining him on the outside there in the 02 car. Andres Savala, again, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, from Washington. Inside of row number 2, outside his Rod Mitten there from New Jersey. Michael Milfeld Jr., always a consistent fan favorite here at the Multi-League. And Charlie Widner outside top, or on 6th place. Kyle Chadwick, couple wins on the season at 7th. Jeffrey Mark, we talked about outside row 4 and 8th spot down in Florida. Jeff Gilmore and Christopher Davis rounding out our top 10 with a 30.3. 21st, always a staple here, multi-league, Joey Marks from Nevada in the 4-car, Marine Corps car, Yut. 22nd, Calvin Miller on his outside, 23, Greg Mall, 24th, Rick Hunderfeen, there he is, rounding out the top cars that put down a qualifying lap. Now we go down to 25th, Trent Drum from North Carolina, James Hearns, Eric Talent, James 00 Brown in 28th, Dave Schreck, and Kim Quick, our league admin. Not sure if he's going to actually race tonight, but we'll see when we load up the grid here. And I think that is 30 cars on the field tonight. Good sized field here as they start to roll off the grid. Okay, cool. Should be really interesting to see Wesley Holland. Where is he? 15th, I think. Awesome paint job. Looks like a new paint scheme. Also a new sticker on there. Last week's winner from Sonoma that we talked about. And of course on his outside, Jason Hughes there in the Bad Apple. SRX Series car that just had the first race this Saturday night. It was an awesome race to watch there on CBS. It was coming down off turn number 4. Take the green flag. First time using the restart zone here in multi-league. Green flag's out. Lap number 1. On the board here, that's Michael takes him down here, racing at Nashville. Yeah, double wide, Jeffrey Mark on the outside of Michael Milfeld Jr. Tries to get a run, we'll see how much momentum he can keep up. Looks like he's going to be in pretty good shape out here. Turn number 4 as he picks up that spot. Cuts in front of the Toyota Camry of Michael Milfeld. There it is, Vernon Margheim in the Haley Manufacturing, number 33. If you look, let me see here, where's Andrew? We'll highlight this early in the race. So we'll take a look at Vernon Margheim's car. We usually don't see Andrew racing with us that often, but there's a CTC Waterworks GTR simulator. Now we're going to go up front to the 86 car of Andre Savala. See, it's also Haley Manufacturing on the quarter panels and CTC Waterworks on the hood. So complementary colors and complementary sponsors for those two cars. Keep an eye on them as they work to the front of the field. And there it is. I pushed the magic button. We're back live now, Ken. Try that.
So everything I said earlier, Scott, I really meant it. So yeah, Jeffrey Merck, I'm sorry for all the bad stuff I said, but it's all true.
I'm sure it's going to come up again before the end of this thing.
Yeah, and the new damage model, I'm sure. No, I'm not going to say it. Mercury, you know, I didn't want to throw him under the bus last week. We were at I think it was a road course. Yeah, we were at Sonoma, and he was having a little bit of a tough night. I was like, yeah, I'm going to give Jeffrey a break tonight. But looking at Jeffrey here, just ahead of him, he's got 2 cars in front, side by side. Got Charles Widener and Rod Mitten. Charles Widener on the inside there, can't quite get it done. It looks like Rod has still got him on the outside there as they get back to single file racing here.
There's a good cockpit view. We're on board with Charlie Widner as he gets right up to the rear bumper of Rod Mitten there. Lets him get off the corner, really nicely done. Single filed out. Looks like there might be somebody on his outside here as we continue lap number 6 in the book. A lot of great racing here. Looks like Justin Michael for a change. Can't quite get away from the field here.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's not by design. Oh, that was a close one there. I think we're going to stay green. He's going through the Andres Zavala is going through the grass, back on the apron, saves it. So as I was getting ready to say there, Scott, I wouldn't be surprised if that's Justin Michael's mode tonight is to take care of them tires and might be holding them up. I remember a time at Charlotte where I was holding you up for that same reason and allowing those cars to stack up. So he might be saving tires at the moment.
Yeah, he is pretty smart like that. He's got Rod Mitten. On the other hand, is no shy driver here looking for the lead as he peeks on the inside. Can't quite get it done this time in turn number 1.
Yeah, going back through the field, Scott, it looks like everybody's got themselves sorted out. Got a lot of single file racing. Looking back here at David Schreck, he's on the inside of the 5 car, and this is for the 22nd position of Eric Talent. Couldn't quite get the run on him. Just behind them, that purple 78 car at James Hearns. David Schreck looking pretty good tonight in that 9 car.
That he is. The Ryan Newman themed Alltel car. Looking at James Hearns in the 78, also sharp looking car with those yellow stripes. Royal Purple as a sponsorship.
Moved up here to the 16th position. We had Greg Hall taking a look at Ken Richardson. Him and Jason Hughes were going at it. Ken Richardson just ahead of him, making a pass on the inside there of John Henderson, it looks like, in that 111 car. And it looks like John gets up high, allows that 16 car underneath, and Greg Mull now taking a peek to see if he can get under that 111 car as well.
Great view from top of John Henderson's car as Greg Mull makes the pass. John's forced to check up there on the exit of turn 2, and away Greg goes in Miller Fortune, number 7.
Yeah, back on that 111 car. He's losing all kinds of positions. Where did that 111 car start? So he started in 13th, but I guess he ran up for a while, and now he's really losing positions. I'm not sure what's going on with that 111 car at the moment.
Yeah, I don't see any damage on the right side. Looks like he's had a clean car so far. The awesome graphics on that thing, not straightened up just yet. Wally Tierhammer, another fan favorite. If Wally's mother is out there, Martha, I believe it is. Martha, if you're out there, throw it in the chat. Let us know you're watching Wally out here.
Taking a look back up front here, Jeffrey Murphy's made his way up to 2nd place, so he's having a strong night so far, but it's early, Scott, and we got a new damage model, so hopefully Jeffrey can keep the wheels and tires on the car tonight.
The
really
new
good
damage
finish
model
here.
is not like it used to be here at iRacing, where you could kind of hit the wall, smack it pretty good, and come in for about 30 seconds to maybe a minute of optional damage. Now, if you hit that right front with any kind of force on these walls, it's going to break the hub like it does in real life, and you're going to end up on the tow truck before you know it.
So, Scott, I'm just guessing here, but I'm guessing about 32 to 34 laps on fuel. But I don't know, before you came into the booth, were you down on pit lane getting some intel on what we're looking at for fuel strategy?
Unfortunately, I did not get any insight this week on the fuel, so your guess is as good as mine right now. We'll have to take a look as we stay green here, some good racing, and see where these guys end up pitting. 13 laps, probably about halfway through the fuel run, like you were saying, I gotta imagine.
Yeah, Rod Mitten on the inside of Jeffrey Merck now for that 2nd position. As Justin Michael's slowly slipping away from these 2 guys since they're side by side. And it looks like, Andre, sorry, I apologize, don't have your last name in front of me. I'll have to check my timing and scoring here. But anyway, the 92 of Rod Mitten just can't quite clear that 60 car of Jeffrey Merck. And they've been going side by side for the last 2 or 3 laps now, Scott.
They are side by side, and they've got a new player in the game. Kyle Chadwick says, I'm going to join the party here. Looks 3 wide, thinks better of it.
That's what it was, Scott. It was Kyle Chadwick. The color of that car changed it again. Messed me up.
Yeah, I can see how that'd be confused with Andre's car who drifted back. Andre's still having a hard time here getting back to the front. He's back in 18th spot. About 6 seconds off of the leader pace here.
So Rod Minton does finally clear Jeffrey Merck for that second position, and now the question is, can they run down Justin Michaels? So, you know, that they had several 3 or 4 laps of side by side. That's going to be hard on those tires, I would think. So, just allowing to allow Justin to save those tires and watch those guys fight it out behind him.
Definitely, that was the view right there from the rear of Justin Michaels' car. It was him, and then the rest of the field you could see led by Rod Minton here. He's having a great run. Awesome for Rod to be up here. I feel like he's vastly improved from what I've seen for the entire season. Oh, and guess who is in the wall? I'm not going to say it. I think the fans saw it themselves.
I didn't even have to go look because I can already imagine. I was actually looking at a battle behind them, but that's since sorted itself out with Jeff Gilmore in that 57 car. But I'm watching now Jeffrey Merck starting to give up some positions as Kyle Chadwick gets underneath him, and it looks like Heath Smith in that 02 car. You know, there on Facebook there, Scott, before the race, there was some shenanigans going on about Jeffrey Merck and his luck tonight, how many times he's going to slap the wall, I think, and it's proven true tonight.
That it is. I give him a hard time because, to me, I don't know how much of that is luck, you know, and if you're in the wall not 15 of a single file green flag race, it's, you know,
so
it tends to be more mental errors, but where you at now?
Oh, Christopher Howell. I'm not on Christopher Howell. I'm just reading his Facebook post talking about Jeffrey Merck. He says over under 5 wall slaps. So there's 1, and then 1 spin out for Merck. So
if I were a gambling man, which I am. Good side-by-side battle here with Kyle Chadwick and Heath Smith. Heath just clears him there off of turn number 2 in the Chris Durham show. Chris Durham is sometimes in our chat. Chris, if you're out there, send us a message. Let us know you're watching.
yeah, and I got off sequence here. I was watching that 41 car of Wesley Hall and going underneath Michael Melfeld Jr. in that 155 car. Wesley Holland started in 15th, so he is climbing to the front. So struggled during qualifying, but I imagine by the end of this thing, he's definitely going to be somebody to watch out for.
Definitely up 10 spots, I believe. Let me take a quick scan here through the field, but he has got to be our biggest mover of the race so far. Except for David Trek, surprisingly, down there. David Trek down here in 17th. No, that can't be right. Is he in 17th right now? Is that what you're showing?
I'm looking right now, 17th. I'm showing Greg Mall. I'm actually showing him in 16th. So, yeah, he's having a really good night, just ahead of Greg Mall there in that 7 Miller Fortune car. Having a really strong night tonight.
Back up front here, Rod Minton trying to lay down some laps, and looks like he is losing sight rapidly of our leader, Justin Michael, crosses the stripe that time around. Lap number 22 going on the board here at Nashville. Should be pit stops coming up, and I got to imagine about 10 laps, probably about 2/3 of the way through a pit run here. You know anything about the pit entry there, Ken? Do you have any practice or any tips on how to get these guys safely to pit road?
So it's my experience anyway here. It's pretty much like any other fast entry, like a Charlotte, only this kind of drives more like a fast track. So getting onto pit lane with this new car, you have to brake a little bit earlier than you could with the old car. So if guys are thinking that they're in the old car and you try to force your way onto pit lane, you might not have enough brakes to get you slowed up by the time you get there.
Speaking of load up, Heath Smith rolls it up in turn 1 and 2 there. Just pacing right behind Rod Minton's. Some awesome views here from the bumper cam of Heath Smith.
So I was watching, I'm back on Jeffrey Merck now in the seventh position. I think he fell back and now he's working his way back up. So I don't know, Jeffrey Merck found some speed in that car, or he was just like, I hit the wall, I'm going to save some tires, because I believe he slipped back to near 10th and is now back up to 7th.
For Howell on the inside there, looking to the inside of Jeffrey Merck.
the guy who talked smacking Jeffrey before the race, so at least Jeffrey didn't rough him up for it. Yeah, so Justin Michael is starting to set sail. He's now got nearly a 5-second lead over the second place car of Rod Mitten. And that might be due to the fact that him and Jeffrey Merck were battling early on and kind of probably chewed up their tires right now. And Rod Mitten is kind of the leader of a train right now, about at least 10 cars all stacked up nose to tail behind Rod Mitten. So I'm wondering if it might be just a hair faster, but just can't quite make the move on it.
Yeah, looks like Wesley Holland took over that third spot from Heath Smith there. I don't think he's going to waste too much time as he probably looks. Gets a run here off the backstretch. Going to sit in line here for the entry at turn 3. Nope. Rod's going to give him a shot, but continues to carry the momentum on the outside there.
Yeah, he almost opened the door to Heath Smith there in that 02 car. Just behind them, I'm looking back, there was a battle going on. It looks like it's about over. Christopher Davis on the inside there of that 95 car of Charles Widener. It looks like just lets him by. Vernon Margine, almost into the back of Charlie Widener there in that 95 car.
And Jason Hughes, I think, may have gotten in the wall. Let's back this up real quick and do a live replay just for you. See if this is Jason Hughes. Just off the pace, not sure why off there, turn 2. Anyway, back live as he goes to pit road.
Well, pitting early for the 58 car. Going back up front here, so Wesley Holland did get by the 92 of Rod Mitten. Now Rod Mitten with all kinds of pressure from that 02 car of Heath Smith. Looking for an opening to get by as well, and now you can see that 41 starting to check out on that 92.
Yeah, we'll start to watch some lap times here, see if you can start to close that gap here. I think I'm hearing a lot of chat in my ear. I'm not sure if it's pit chat, or I can't quite differentiate what the guys are saying. But
yeah, we're almost 30 laps into this, so yeah, they got to be close to their pit window.
So Calvin Miller, Greg Mall on pit road.
Have to watch here, see if our leader comes in. No, he's staying out.
Calvin Miller, there you see those two guys on pit road. Justin Michael's still out. I don't see anybody making an entrance here. So 30 laps. Let's see. Let's say if it's 30, that gets us a 60, 90. So yeah, we're looking at about a 3-stop race here.
Yeah, and Wesley Holland, I was just looking at the lap times, so did lose a tenth or two to Justin Michael. So even though he got by that 92 car, can't quite make any time on that 87 car, Justin Michael. I think these guys would like to stretch it out. Let's see, I'm just doing some math in my head, so that would be, yeah, there's no way of doing that. I think you're right, Scott.
Yeah, to get to 2 stops, yeah, I don't think that's going to be remotely possible for these guys, but yeah.
But it might be a good move for those guys that maybe short-pitted there, like Greg Mall and whatnot. Get some fresh tires on there, make some time up, knowing that you got to make 3 stops no matter what. So
here's some good shots here from our camera crew. We're back in 11th spot with Vernon, and then right behind him is Andrew. You can kind of see those complementary paint schemes back to back there. Haley Manufacturing and CTC Waterworks.
Yeah, and Andrew shouldn't be back there at the moment. But as fate would have it, he decided to mow the grass earlier, and he painted green and called it a John Deere car.
You could do that. I think there's going to be a couple more coming to pit road this time. Maybe we'll keep our eyes peeled for you.
Yeah, I heard the 155 is coming in. Michael Milfelt Jr. Going to the outside. No, he isn't coming in, but Rod Mitten in a 3rd place car on pit lane. 4th place, actually. So one of the beginning of the leaders on pit lane.
33 coming across for 34.
I imagine our leaders will be by in the next, or be in the pits the next lap or so. Looking at Wesley Holland, he's going by again, so stays out for another lap here.
All these guys in the top 10 or so. I don't see anybody ducking into pit road yet. There's 69 car coming off pit road. Kerry Cleaver, he's got a new paint scheme. We'll hopefully highlight that a little bit later in the race when we find him again. Justin Michael still on the racetrack.
Yeah, 35 laps in this guy. So now I'm starting to wonder. It's going to be curious how far Justin Michael can go here. So he looks really slow right now on those old tires. It just looks incredibly slow. We'll have to see what these lap cars do. See if they pass him like he's standing still. I don't know what kind of lap times he's running. Let's see. He ran a 32 for that last lap. So 30 flats. There he goes.
Here comes. Got to be coming this time. Yep, there he is. .32 car coming in. I heard Josh Scott, I believe.
That makes Wesley Holland our new leader.
Let's watch the pit road entry from the cockpit view of Josh R. Scott here. See how difficult this is. Off turn 4 gets slowed up. It's tricky because you're going from the concrete down to the asphalt. Does a great job getting down to second gear by the cone there. Jeffrey Merck coming in this time. James Hearns. Michael Milfeld Jr. in. Vernon Margheim.
Wesley Holland's still out on the track. So still leading this thing. Just went around again. Just doing some math. How long? Let's see, 38 times 3.
$36, right? 36 would get you to 72. And then 72 would get you to 108, I believe. So you're still going to be like 6 laps short.
That would get Wesley to like 112, so he'd still be a couple laps short.
And pit road is Wesley Holland's down here. A whole bunch of action on pit road here.
And I'm sure this is it. This is probably as far as these guys can go. Imagine once this cycles around that we'll probably see our leader, Justin Michael, back up front.
Chadwick, Christopher Davis, Wesley Holland, Chris Howell.
Looking back here at the 87 car here of Justin Michael, currently in 7th. Looking at the back bumper of John Henderson here, or I'm sorry, Jeff Gilmore in that 57 car.
It's technically for the lead, but I gotta imagine that Jeff Gilmore is not pitted yet.
Well, there's so many different pit strategies now, Scott. I don't know how I'm possibly going to keep track of it tonight.
Right. Well, they basically varied their pit stops from, I think the first couple came in on lap 30, and then the majority of the field came in on 36 there. It'll be really interesting as that plays out later in the race. You'd almost think that the guys that are coming in later, like now, like 36, 37, might have a slight advantage, but I don't know that that's the case. Let's assume that this race stays under green, Ken, and guys that pitted earlier in this run may have the advantage of stretching the tires and kind of giving an even run throughout the pit stop sequence, if that makes any sense.
Totally agree. And the car I'm looking at right now that might be on that strategy is that Miller Fortune car, Greg Mall. He was one of the first ones in the pit road, so essentially short pitted, get 3 equal stops, equal tires. He's now in 7th. He started in 23rd, so probably our biggest mover at this point, up nearly 20 positions.
Yeah, he's usually not one that starts at the back of the field very often, but I think he just didn't take a qualifying lap for some reason. But Greg Mall is always one to be reckoned with in the top 10 at least.
And he's just not quite 3 seconds behind Justin Michael for the lead, but he's also on a different pit cycle now too. He pitted about 10 laps before Justin Michael, so with that strategy, he might be able to make up that ground on new tires every time he pits. Rod Mitten just ahead of them in 3rd position, still having a solid night. Looking at Jeff Gilmore in that 57 car, who's on the older set of tires, I believe. Rod Mitten is closing fast. And that 57 car is going to have a whole mirror full of that yellow and blue car. And I don't believe that Rod Mitten is racing from a lawn chair tonight, too.
Back in the home rig.
As we see him make move on the inside there, coming down the front stretch through the tri-oval. Going to make that pass relatively easy.
So, has Jeff Gilmore pitted? Yeah, it says he is. He's already pitted. Did he must have taken 2 tires or no tires?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many tires he took, Scott, but I think he was one of the latter people. I'm not sure.
That's pretty fascinating that he ended up that far in front. I don't remember him being at least in the top 5 early on in this race, so good strategy, I guess, to pick up some track position early on.
Yeah, and another interesting thing, Justin Michael had like a 7-second lead prior to the pit stops, and now he's only got a 2.3-second lead over Rod Minton in that 92 car. So all this pit strategy has shaken things up a little bit. Justin Michael has lost that big lead he had, but I suspect that he'll probably stretch it back out again. He might be blowing up for tires too. Trying to control this race with pace, I guess, is the best way I can put it.
Yeah, I guess if you win by, this kind, if you win by 1 second or 13 seconds, the trophy is the same size.
Well, I kind of called that we're going to have a nice, clean, green run tonight. So far, that's holding true. Hopefully, I didn't jinx it. But guys really got it sorted out here. Everybody's single file at the moment. I'm looking for a battle in the track. There is one back here. It looks like a little bit further back. James Hearns, yeah, going on the inside of the 20 car. Calvin Miller there, making a pass in that royal purple car, or that Crown Royal, I should say.
Here he goes. James Hearns up to 18th spot, I believe.
And James Brown just behind them, got a lap car in between the 20 car. Looks like, I don't know who that is there, and it looks like it's Andre that's a lap down. Anyway, James 00 Brown going to the inside of that 20 car. Back there for 18th position. Makes the pass look easy.
There he is. Back up front, let's keep an eye on the interval. Justin Michael is still a 3.8-second lead. Looks like he's almost doubled that 2-second lead, so pulling away here from the rest of the field.
And now Wesley Holland just went around the 02 car. Heath Smith back there for 4th. Now Wesley Holland finds himself in 3rd. He was one of the last ones to hit pit lane, so he's probably got the freshest tires out there. I'm curious if he's about 5.3 seconds behind Justin Michael at the moment. I'm curious if he's going to be able to make up any time. Justin Michael's across the line. Let's see what Wesley Holland, his time across the line. Yeah, he did. He made up 10th there, so. And then, like I said, you got to wonder if Justin Michael's holding back some. He's hitting those tires. So.
It's coming up on Rob Minton. We'll look at it live from the roof cam of Wesley Holland. Looking to the inside of Rob Minton. I think he's going to give him that spot without battling too much here.
And that smart heads up racing there. Save your equipment. Now's not the time. Still got to be looking at this long green flag run now. So I think everybody's probably in the tire management mode. I think we've had a long season with quite a few cautions, and I think the green flags have thrown everybody off. It's like, oh, I guess we better start taking care of our stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of refreshing. 50 on the board of 114. We're almost at the halfway point here before too long here.
Yeah, we're clocking off some laps here. I'm looking at a 4-car battle here with Ken Richardson up front there in the 11th position right now. Under pressure with Charles Widener on his inside now. Trying to take Christopher Howell with him, and Christopher Davis, the Canadian, hanging back there just behind those 3. Charles Widener, Widener still up front, leading this pack. Got some pressure now with Christopher Howell. Ken Richardson appears to be dropping back at the moment. Back there in 12th position. Finds himself under pressure from that 38 car of Christopher Davis. As Christopher Davis moves to the inside down the front stretch. Going into turn 1, he should have the position, and he does.
Great battles back here as a single file back out here. This is back in 12th spot. Christopher Howell.
So I went back up here to 8th place here, Greg Mall. He's actually slipping back, Scott. So he is on probably older tires, one of the first ones in. The question is when is Greg Mall going to hit pit lane? So he is losing positions by the second now, and I imagine, let's see, we're 53, and I imagine he's in his pit window.
Still making laps here on board with Greg Mall here from Aurora, Nebraska. I noticed we got a new graphic there showing the gear that these guys are driving in, so looks like 5th gear all the way around. Do you think there's anybody shifting up there at all, Ken?
No, I would say no, probably definitely not here.
Wesley Holland back up front, 4 seconds off the bumper of Justin Michael. Certainly hasn't lost any ground, so that's good news, but probably clicking off about the same lap times as Justin up here.
Back here looking at Christopher Howell going by the inside there, the 7 car, taking Charles Widener with them, Christopher Davis on the inside, all passing Greg Mall, so those old tires are really starting to show themselves. Greg might have been hoping for a caution. He's about to find himself under pressure from that 78 car of James Hearns. Go look into the outside of that 7 car.
Doing it the hard way. Great move there by James Hearns.
Looking for some more action back there, just behind them. Ken Richardson getting passed by Andre Savala, that 86 car who had that struggle early in the race, lap 2 or 3, ended up going through the grass trying to get his way back up front here. It's a strong car. I don't see a lot of damage on that car, Scott, but I don't know. He's been suffering ever since that skid.
Yeah, tough night for Ken Richardson here. One of our Canadians, Bridgewater, Nova Scotia.
Yeah, I was mentioning.
Not sure if I don't think he got the wall necessarily, but it was definitely off pace there. Maybe just letting Andre by on the inside there last time by off turn number 4.
Yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to say. Andre was the one I was mentioning earlier, Scott, about kind of struggling and trying to make his way back up front after starting up front.
Let's talk about that Kerry Cleaver car. I got to give him some notoriety here. Running at 26, having a hard time this evening, 1 lap down. But CNC Home Designs, from what I understand, it's his wife's work or job or company that I believe she owns. So we made him a car, and that's what we came up with. It's purple and green CNC Home Designs for Kerry.
Nice, making it a family affair.
Yeah, his son, I believe it's his son, has autism, so we did an autism awareness ribbon on the back there, as well as you can see the puzzle pieces on the B-post there, B-pillar. So kind of a creative, personal touch we like to put on these cars.
Looking back up front here, Justin Michael still leading this thing. I wanted to talk about the Wesley Holland and Justin Michael situation. Wesley Holland on a little bit fresher tires. Has made up about a half a second, but that's over about 10 laps. So, you know, Wesley's got his work cut out for him, but he is slowly running down Justin Michael.
Slowly but surely, as we come across lap 60 this time, this is going to open the pit window for those guys who are pitting on lap 30 coming in. So it should get interesting here if we see some more pit road action here in the next couple laps.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised with Greg Mall not being on pit lane. That's kind of not what I expected.
Yeah. Wesley Holland, last couple laps, chopped it down from 4.4 seconds, almost to about 4 seconds now.
So
somebody playing. Did you hear where that was?
Yeah, that was Jeff Gilmore, the 57 car, running in 14th. Down on the inside there, hitting his mark. So I think we covered Jeff Gilmore last time he entered the pits there.
Yeah, we did. There he goes. Nice job by Jeff in that Jerky Pro Chevy.
So it looks like the first one from the second set of pit stops here on pit lane. Let's see if we got any takers. this next set. Greg Mall comes around. I'm sorry, that was Heath Smith. They all passed pit lane, so everybody's still staying out.
And these leaders are dealing with a lot of lap traffic here. I'm watching Wesley Holland. He's going to be coming through up on Josh R. Scott. Wally Tierhammer looks like a lap down, and several other cars up there too that are already a lap down tonight.
Yeah, Justin Michael way up high on the exit there. I thought he was going to smack the wall there. He's going to lose a lot of time to Wesley Holland. He actually made up some time a little bit, but that was a rough lap for him. Yeah, he gave up 0.4 of a second trying to get around that lap car, that 111 I think it was. John Henderson, yeah, it's going first car now a lap down. John Henderson sitting in the lucky dog spot. Should have caution come out. I don't know, these guys be a hope and a prayer for a caution at this point. They've been running pretty green tonight. 69 car on pit lane. That's Kerry Cleaver. Currently 2 laps down, so 69 car struggling a little bit tonight. Getting that service we just talked about him. The new color scheme that you gave him there, Scott. Looks like he only took 2 tires there too.
Yeah, I think so. A couple cars here we haven't mentioned tonight. Jack Watts in the Budweiser, sharp-looking red metallic car there, running in 14th spot, having a hard time this evening, about 19-20 seconds behind the leader, as well as Double D. Got to give a shout-out to Double D for joining us back here. He's taking a couple of weeks off, I believe, but with Jimmy Todd Racing from Somerset, Mass, just down the road from me, about 45 minutes to an hour for me.
Ken Richardson on pit lane for fresh Goodyear. Would be headed back out. He's probably going to go. I think he came in about 13th. Going to come out probably a lap down at least.
Looks like some right side damage to that Can-Am Chevy of Ken Richardson.
Back up front, that gap between Wesley Holland and Justin Michael kind of equalized now. Either one of them. Justin Michael is not gaining and Wesley's not. I can't even talk again. I should give it up. Hang up my headphones. Go drink some whiskey or something.
That always works. Whiskey helps. I have a sweatshirt that I wear to work all the time. Says whiskey helps.
Looking at the 41 car Wesley Holland, he's in all that lap traffic that Justin Michael had to deal with there. Gets around that 42 Tide car, I believe it is. I don't think I have the number right because I don't see it on my scoring here.
It should be
looks
54.
like Kerry Cleaver, right?
Trent Drum is in the 54 Tide car.
I'm going to blame it on internet problems. Hey, somebody we haven't talked about in a little bit there, Scott, is Jeffrey Merck hanging on to 4th. Slapped the wall pretty hard, but currently running in 4th position right now. So good job on that, Jeffrey, being back in that top 5.
Yeah, 9.9, about 10 seconds behind the leader. Heath Smith on pit road. Josh R. Scott, Trent Drum. Bunch of pit road takers this time by. 14, I think I heard. He's the 14. Robert Mattis. Take a look this time, see if we can catch him. Running in 17th back here.
Justin Michael goes by pit lane, still on the front stretch. Seeing if we got any of the 14. Yeah, the 14 on pit lane, you're right. Nice view there, Scott.
Oh yeah, got the cameras working tonight.
We got some good camera operators out there tonight.
Wonder how much we pay them.
Yeah, thank God it's neither one of us running the cameras. No, you do a great job with the camera work there, Scott, man. I don't think anybody does a better job with that, and especially keeping up. Because I'm moving all over the track. I'm looking at, actually, Christopher Davis, speaking of moving all over the track, he was looking at the inside there. Gave up a position to his teammate of James Hearns there in that 78 car. James Hearns was pretty much the last car. He qualified, I believe he started in 26, but when the race started, he just fell to the back. And now he finds himself up in the top 7.
Yeah, there's kind of a hornet's nest right behind him here. I think it's a mix of guys on fresh tires. See Josh R. Scott, Rod Mitten cruising on the outside there. Got a mix of guys that are on fresh tires and guys that are on old tires. So this is kind of where things tend to happen, as they do a nice job sorting things out. Christopher Davis gives him the outside line there. Go back to our leader, see what he's doing off of turn number 2. I think I may have heard him on the radio. I'm not sure if he was pitting this time or not. Justin Michael, that is.
Yeah, I'm still watching that cluster of cars back here.
Justin Michael, a leader this time by.
I'm hearing Christopher Howell is going to hit pit lane this time by. It's quite a mess of cars up here. Guys on new and old tires. If they can do this without having a caution, my hat's off to them. So a lot of close calls, but these guys, good heads up driving tonight. This stack up of cars.
Yeah, great job by all these guys mixing it up with old tires and new tires. Like I said, the tire fall-off seems to be pretty significant. I don't have an exact number on it, but if I were to guess, probably about a second and a half on the average lap time from the beginning of the pit run to the end of it. So
looks like actually almost 2, maybe more than 2 seconds. Yeah.
Jeffrey Mark getting 4 tires. Christopher Howell behind him getting 4 tires. Looks like, I want to say James O'Brown. Is that him on pit road there, spotted back there? Yep.
Wesley Holland currently leading. He was one of the last guys to pit, so he's going to probably run it out. There he goes, Wesley Holland on to pit lane.
Oh, he's a little sideways.
Hot, very hot getting out there.
Looks like somebody, the cone is in the middle of pit road there. Not sure it took that out, but maybe we'll find out because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a penalty for somebody out there.
See what Wesley does here, see if he made up any time.
Great job coming to a stop without overrunning the stop here. Right sides go up. Get him a bottle of water maybe. He's got his Busch Light. What do you think? If he has a water line that's connected through his driver's suit and the helmet, do you think it's water or Busch beer?
Well, if it was me, I know what it would be. Yeah, Wesley's coming off a couple wins, recent wins too, so you know he's got that motivation. Wins always does the body good, so to speak.
This is true.
Back looking at Justin Michael here, passing. He's now in 8th as everybody's hitting pit lane. I wanted to see where Wesley Holland came out in relationship to Justin Michael.
Oh, John Henderson with some big problems here on the entrance of pit road. Does a great job getting it straightened out, going the correct way without bringing out a caution, but tough break for John Henderson that time.
Yeah, my timing and scoring showed him totally off the track there, Scott. I didn't get a chance to see the replay there, but yeah, definitely not on the track, it looked like. Or on pit lane, or sideways on the track, I guess it was.
Yeah, so 76 laps down. I think everybody has cycled through 2 pit stops now. Maybe not. Werner Margheim, he's showing, I think he is not.
Yeah, he's our current leader. Just headed to pit lane right now.
There he goes.
Christopher Davis getting his service. Kyle Chadwick on pit lane getting serviced. So I think that's it. I think we have everybody in now at this point. Justin Michael should reclaim the lead next time by. Currently running in second.
I'm going to do a view on top of Kyle Chadwick's car here for the pit exit, I should say. Kind of have this access road. It's one of the unique tracks here. Got to run that access road to the blue cone. After you pass the blue cone, then you're free to jump up on the racetrack here. So that should cycle back to Justin Michael, is that right?
Yeah, Justin Michael is going to be our new leader as he crosses the line just about now. And move Justin back up front here. Now let's see where Wesley Holland falls into this when he crosses the start-finish line. And of course, Wesley Holland is now 6.3 seconds behind our leader in 3rd. Got Rod Minton running in 2nd. Wesley Holland is going to have the fresher tires though. But I don't know, Wesley gives up, 3 seconds during a run and then makes it up and then gives it back up after the pit. So I know it's kind of an up and down watching Justin Michael just kind of control this race at the moment.
Yeah, I think Justin Michael is definitely one of the best in the business as far as managing a race from start to finish, managing the pit run, managing the tires, managing the competition that he's racing against. And that can be evidenced by his 6 win stickers on the post there.
Yeah, I was just going to say that 6 wins. As I'm looking at Wesley Holland making a move on the inside of the 92 car there. for second position of Rod Minton. Trying to get on the inside. Does right there. Should have him clear here, and he does. So Wesley Holland doesn't look like he made up any time that lap. He's 6.5 seconds behind our leader now. So you had mentioned Justin Michael, 6 wins on the season. Obviously strong all season. He has got 80 bonus points this season. It's almost double what anybody else in the field has when it comes to bonus points. He's currently 62 points ahead of Wesley Holland in the points chase at the moment. So kind of commanding this race and kind of commanding the season at the moment. But the nice thing about the way we race nowadays with chase playoffs, you know, we wipe a lot of those points away once we get to the playoffs.
Yeah, we do. We reset them, restack them, and do the last 10 races shootout style, just like the Real Cup Series does. Trying to look for some good battles here. Maybe Christopher Howell. Let's see what's going on back there in 9th. Him and Andre and Charlie Widner in a good battle here. Andre looks to the inside, overshoots the corner just a little bit, almost gets into the left rear rather of Christopher Howell. Great battle back here.
He and Andre still trying to recover from that slide job he did early in the race here. And 86 gets by, not quite. 20 car back on the outside there. Or 70 car, I keep getting those numbers mixed up on his car. But that is a 70, even though it looks like a 20.
It is a 70. He actually messaged me. We're going to fix his number, hopefully for next week. I keep forgetting to do it for him, but next week we'll probably have a new style number because people are easily confused.
Yeah, especially somebody like me.
One of the cool things about Christopher Howell's car, if we can highlight it here, we'll stay on him. It's a chemical guy's car, and he wanted different right side and the left side, like complementary colors. So if you look, the hood there is red on the right side, blue on the left side. It's got some blue and red accents down the quarter panel, and then the other side of the car is the exact opposite color scheme, including the number itself. So a red number on the right side, and a blue number 70 on the left side. Kind of cool style.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet job there, Scott. Back there, Charles Widener looking at the inside of Andre there. Trying to make that position work with the 86 car. Can't quite get him cleared. Still running down the backstretch. See if he can make the pass here going on the inside. Can't quite do it. Backs off. As they're getting into some other lap traffic there, that tide machine.
There's a lot of great racing here. James, let's go back there. John Henderson on the inside of James Hearns. Great battle here for, let's see here. John Henderson's in 23rd, at least, yeah, 1 lap behind here, so he should probably get off the pace and let James by, but he doesn't. James is going to get frustrated here with him pretty shortly.
Yeah, and I don't see anybody that he's battling with there, Scott, so yeah, that would be the polite thing to do. Looks like he's just out there by himself trying to hang on. He was pretty strong, but
trying to hang with you guys, and unfortunately 1 lap down here on the outside. John Henderson still not able to give it up here.
might be on because of the pit strategy tonight, might be on a different cycle, a little bit fresher tire than James, and that's why James is struggling right now. It's kind of one of those things too, Scott. You let it by, and then you actually have the lead lap cars. Watch Greg Mall go on to pit lane right in the midst of all that. I'm going to say that's Greg Mall's last pit stop of the night as we got 33 to go. He should be able to get it done. Most guys have been able to go 35 laps.
Yep.
Back
in
up
front,
to
is
our...
that Kyle Chadwick who's a lap down?
I believe so, because I don't even see him in the top 10 at the moment.
Yeah,
so Kyle
15.
Chadwick a lap down, yeah. Not sure how that happened, Scott. I don't see any damage on the car either.
Could he have been the one that took out the cone, you think, on pit road?
Possibly, yeah.
Maybe with a
that's
pit
true.
road
And had to
penalty?
serve a penalty, yeah. And he's right behind Justin Michael right now. It actually looks a little bit faster. Watch Greg Mall exiting pit lane as these two guys go by. Kyle Chadwick is the first car lap down, so Kyle definitely wants to stay behind Justin Michael for as long as he can, if not pass him at least, because there's only 13 cars in the lead lap. So if caution was to come out with 26 laps to go, 25 laps to go, Kyle Chadwick could possibly get something, make something.
Definitely, for sure. He's looking, can't quite do anything this time by. Talking about that interval, Wesley Holland is 5.4 seconds. I think he's dropped it a little bit, right? Just like we predicted he would. He came from about 6.5 seconds, I think, when this pit stint started on fresh tires. He's knocked about a second, maybe a second and a half off of that pace, but kind of stuck there about 5 seconds back.
Yeah, and yeah, that's about right, Scott. Almost a full second since last pits. Justin Michael, I'm back up here running up front. And he's got just a mess of cars. He's got 2 cars, Ken Richardson and the 7 car on brand new tires of Greg Mall.
Ken, no, gives him the respect that he deserves there as he backs off. I'm sure Ken could have floated right in there on those fresh tires. Same thing with Greg Mall, fresh tires inside of Chadwick. I think Justin is probably aware of what's going on here. He's going to let them go on the inside. Greg Mall flies by as well. And Chadwick says, hey, I want to on this train, and can't quite finish it.
Yeah, the thing about Kyle Chadwick is, you know, he came in to serve that penalty, I'm guessing here. We don't really know, but he's probably on a similar set of tires that Justin Michael is on, and that's why he can't quite complete the pass. Now we got 9 cars in the lead lap, although the top 9 cars, I believe, have not pitted yet. So looking at 22 laps to go. Justin Michael still in control of this thing. Wesley Holland in 2nd place.
Back here, a good battle for about 4th spot. Looks like 5th spot, rather. Rod Mitten and Christopher Howell, I think, is a lap down. But Rod Mitten and Heath Smith in that picture are battling for position here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get that sorted out. Looks like that 70, what was it, the 72 car, the one I can't never get right.
Double D.
Yeah, actually I don't have it right, so I'm just going to skip it for now. The pass has already been made, no sense going back there now.
We can do Double D for short. Dave DeJardins.
Yep. Yeah, that works. We haven't shouted him out too much today, so. There's your shout out, Double D. It's better than being on YouTube.
Sharp looking Texas Pete. Chevy back here.
Jeffrey Burke on pit lane. He's our 3rd place runner right now. Kind of done a great job getting his way back up into that top 5. Got the 0-2 of Heath Smith and Rod Mitten just behind them, both on pit lane. Those are your top 5 cars headed to get fuel and tires, I would think.
Here they come. Rod Mitten is. I'm interested to see how that. Let's put a camera on Heath Smith here, because I want to see how that battle. These guys have been battling for most of this race. I want to see who beats. Ooh, out of pit road here. View of Heath Smith. Left side's up. And Rod Mitten down and away. Can't quite get to him off pit road. Looks like Heath Smith is going to win that battle again.
Yeah, pretty much identical pit stops there, Scott. Back up front, I'm up here. Justin Michael's under all kinds of pressure here with cars on fresher tires trying to get their laps back. I got the 78 of James Hearns. I think Justin Michael called in pit lane because he dove to the bottom and let James Hearns by on the outside. So I wouldn't be surprised if Justin Michael's headed to pit lane this lap.
Looks like it. Oh, off pace. Kyle Chadwick clips him.
Oh, sideways.
Wow.
Oh, can he get it spun around? He has a 6-second lead over Wesley Holland. Get it going there, Justin.
That is your leader. Stopped on the entrance of pit road.
What's going on? Oh,
and getting towed. Wow.
Wow, tough break for that 87 car.
How about that for a storyline change here? Man, we got to figure out what's going on with the pit stops now as Justin Michael gets taken out of the race.
And now our new leader is Vernon Margheim in that 33 car, and I don't believe he's pitted yet. And see Vern, he's staying out right now. He's got a couple cars there battling it out. He's got Greg Mull and Ken Richardson just behind him. And I don't believe they're fighting for their laps back is what's going on back there. Both those cars lap down. Ken Richardson going to the inside of Vern Margheim. Greg Mull kind of got snookered out with that 0-2 car coming by, getting his lap back.
Yeah, great race back here with these guys. But your leader, we talked about him, Vernon Margheim, probably winner in second. Man, how this race is flipped. We're going to have to try to make sense of all this as Andre Savala looks to the inside for second spot. Picks that one up.
Yeah, and I believe, Scott, none of these guys have pitted, and I believe they're going to have to pit there.
So I'm wondering, maybe Jeffrey Merck, do you think, or Wesley Holland rather, is probably one of the first who have already pitted? Would that be
I believe once this cycles around, Wesley Holland will be our leader. And he's currently running in fifth, so Vernon Margheim, Andre Savala, Charles Widener, and Christopher Davis all, I believe, have not hit pit lane yet.
I think that is accurate. If we look at Wesley Holland, assuming he's going to be the leader once this cycles through, as we got 13 laps to go on the board. Jeffrey Merck is another 9 seconds behind him. You saw Wesley Holland coming on the front stretch. Jeffrey Merck just entering turn 3 right now. So Wesley Holland, with any luck here, will have about a 9-second lead. Last week's winner on the road course in a position of command here with almost 10 laps to go.
Yeah, and Wesley Holland's been starting to string them together, so I know Wesley Holland is becoming a big factor this season. Second in points, as I mentioned earlier, so, and with that struggles that Justin Michael had tonight, he's going to have some big gains on Justin Michael's points tonight.
Absolutely.
Still watching our leader, Vernon Margheim, getting passed by the 155 car of Michael Milfeld Jr., getting his lap back right now. I truly believe, Scott, that none of these guys are going to be able to go the distance, so this will be interesting when they do make their pits.
Well, here's another thing to think about. You're right. I'm sure they have to make another stop for fuel, but at this point, knowing that it's only going to be about a 10-lap run or less, do you consider 2 tires maybe, or no tires?
I think at this track, I want 4 tires, but I think the big thing here that these guys are looking for is a caution, right? So they've got most of the field to lap down. If they can get a caution, then they're sitting in the catbird seat.
Here's Wes Holland off turn number 2, looking to the inside of Christopher Davis. It is a battle technically for position, but Wesley Holland has got to know that all these come down to 10 to go this time by.
As these cars are getting their laps back, we got 12 cars back on the lead lap. 13th car, Jeff Gilmore in that 57 machine. Looking, he's the first car lap down in the Lucky Dog spot with just about 10 laps, 11 laps to go.
I think if I heard right, I heard Kyle Chadwick apologizing to Justin Michael for that. He was the one that clipped our leader on the pit road entry, so I don't think it's certainly nothing intentional there, but just tough break for our dominating race car for tonight's race.
Yeah, and we spoke about that earlier, Scott, with the difference in tires after pit stops and everybody being on a different sequence, and we're surprised that it went as clean as.
As these guys cycle through, looks like Charlie Widner is going to come to pit road this time. I'm just going to put the point standings up here. I know we didn't talk about him earlier, but now that Justin Michael especially has had that issue, that gap is going to close there. You see Justin Michael in the commanding lead with 6 wins. Looking down through the standings, James Brown made up a spot or 2. He's back in the top 16, which is going to be important when it comes to playoff season time. But a couple shuffle ups there. You can take a look where your favorite driver is. Vernon Margheim coming to 8 to go, still with some fuel in that tank.
Yeah, he's got his rabbit's foot out there. He's got his his witching board. He's trying everything. He's like praying that a caution comes out. Wesley Holland is running him down big time too at this point. I don't know if he can make up 7 seconds. I don't know if he's getting in the second a lap, but it's possible. I have to check the timing and scoring next time by. But like I said, I don't think there's any way that Vernon is going to make it the whole race unless he's been clutching it this whole time.
I'm gonna age myself here, but this reminds me of way back in the 90s. I want to say it was the 95 Winston Select 500 at Talladega. I was a Rusty Wallace, huge Rusty Wallace fan back in the day, and Rusty could not put together a super speedway race to save his life. Anybody knows I think he has won one of the races. It was a fuel strategy race, just like this one, and we assumed that everybody's gonna pit. And next thing you know, Bob Jenkins on the radio was going, or no, it was Benny Parsons at the time. It says, could Rusty go the rest of the way? It was the first time, and then he ended up like 6 laps short. So, but.
Well, here's some bad news for Vernon Margine. Wesley Holland is running him down, and he is running him down faster than a second per lap. So Wesley Holland will be meeting him if he stays out on the track.
Maybe Vernon, let's go on board with Vernon, see if he's maybe clutching the car, see how easy he's being on this car here, knowing that it could be in Vernon's wheelhouse here. Keep in mind, Wesley Holland has a 7-second lead on Christopher Davis in third. So even if Vernon knows that the win is not necessarily in his future tonight, maybe he's clutching enough just to get maybe a podium finish, top 3 finish here. Could be certainly in the possibilities.
Yeah, Wesley gained 1.1 seconds on him that last time by. We got 5 to go. That's going to put Wesley about a second and a half ahead of Vernon Margine at the end of this thing if he can get back up to him. So this is a really interesting race, how this is going to shape up. These guys are going to come together at the end.
And Vernon has to deal with 2 lap cars that I believe are battling for position up here. Jack Watts and Jeff Gilmore. And he's probably going to catch him on the exit of turn 2 as those guys almost go side by side. We're on board with Wesley Holland trying to catch that 3rd car up there in the distance for the race lead. 4 laps to go here in Nashville.
So did you notice whether Vernon was clutching that car or not there, Scott?
I don't believe he was. No, I heard a consistent engine. I don't know if he's being probably a little bit easier on the throttle, but definitely not clutching from what I could hear.
Well, we got 3 to go.
So 1.7 with 3 laps to go. If you divide 1.7 by 3, let's call it 6 tenths. Throw an extra tenth in there for the actual pass. So he's got to gain 6 tenths, so we need it down to about a point. Oh gosh, no, my math is off. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's all right. I've been there, done that, Scott. I've been doing that all night.
I think I can race and do math better than I can broadcast and do math.
Well, here we go. We got 2 to go. Wesley Holland closing in. He's 8 tenths behind, closing in fast. Really impressive, Vernon Meyer. If he pulls this off, or at least finishes under some sort of rolling condition, I'm going to be impressed.
Yeah, here he comes as he approaching the CTC Waterworks car. I'm sure Vernon's going to make him go around the long way if he has a choice. He's going to lock up the bottom side. Wes says, I'm going to go to the top side. Vernon blocks it. Makes him go around the outside the long way. White flag lap this time by side for the lead. Does Vernon have enough fuel to get this done here?
Here he goes. I thought Wesley was going to try a crossover. Couldn't quite done. Back on the outside there. Wesley Holland's going to have a strong run on the outside here. Can he clear him going into 3 and 4?
Wow.
33 car forces it down low, tries to hold the bottom. Wesley Holland on the outside gets around Vernon Margine, gonna take the win. Vernon Margine, 2nd place. Nice job there, Vernon.
Wow.
Great job, Wesley Holland.
What a race there for Vernon. Already got 1 win in the season earlier at California Auto Club Speedway. Across the stripe, Christopher Davis here. Jeffrey Merck in the wall early. I think we hit the under on the wall attempts. We only saw one of them early on the race. And Heath Smith running up top 5. James Hearns coming across in 6. Ken Richardson, some damage on the car, coming across in 8th. Michael Milfeld Jr., good run for him. And Greg Mall in 9th in the Miller Fortune car. And David Schreck, awesome run for David. Top 10 finish there in the 9 Ryan Newman themed car.
Yeah, great run by all these guys. I was going to say, Christopher Howell, he shouldn't be calling any races in the future because he totally didn't get how many times Jeffrey Merck was going to hit the wall tonight. He was off by 4, I believe.
He was. Wesley Holland burns him down here on the front stretch.
Win number 3 for Wesley, so you know he's going to be riding high tonight.
That he is, and if there wasn't Busch Light going in his helmet earlier, there probably is now. Congrats to Wesley Holland, today's winner at Nashville Superspeedway. We'll get the standings sorted out, and we'll talk to a couple of these drivers here in a minute or two.
Yeah, I'm going down looking for the radios now. Seeing I got Vernon Margheim here, we'll get a hold of their crew and get them all situated here. I don't have our winner up yet, Scott.
Usually joins a little bit late here, so he'll probably come up here in a minute or two. But meanwhile, if we can maybe you have Christopher Davis?
We do have Christopher Davis. Let's bring him up.
Error.
Christopher Davis, Ken Huber with Scott Patton in the booth. A great run on a podium finish tonight in that third place car.
Thank you. I don't know how it happened, but miracles happen once in a while, I guess.
Well, it's great that we got to talk to you tonight. So, were you expecting this race to go clean and green the entire run?
No, absolutely not. I seen some chaos happening, and I was expecting a caution to be thrown any time, but it never happened. So I was like, okay.
Well, you started in 10th, and you climbed your way up to 3rd, keeping it clean. I noticed your teammate, James Hearns, started in like 26 and ended up in 6th. So was that your guys' strategy going into this race, just taking it easy and let the race play out?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, James likes starting in the back there, but I've started to qualify and see what I can do, so.
Well, congrats on that 3rd place finish. So next week we're heading to a track I think you like, and that's Road America. So do you have anything for these guys at Road America?
Oh, if I practice a little bit, I might have something for them.
So I remember last year you started, I think, in 2nd next to Scott Patton, who's in the booth with me tonight. Now, neither one of you guys won, but you had a pretty strong run going that, and I'm giving Scott a hard time right now.
Yeah, I think I remember what you're talking about there, but I think I had some off-track incident last year. It didn't help my finishing position.
Well, I know if you get some practice in for that place, you're going to be a strong contender out there on the road courses. So look forward to see you race out there in that Wendy's machine. Before we let you go, you got anybody you want to thank tonight, since we don't get to talk to you very often?
Oh, you know what? I'll be a nice husband and thank my wife for letting me race, and you guys for, putting the show on.
All right. We'll send you back there. Great run again there, Chris.
All right. Thank you.
Congrats, Chris. All right. I guess that means I get potentially the fan favorite interview. Vernon Margheim, are you still, how excited are you about that finish there with Wesley Holland?
Well, how about this? How about I start it back up for you and do a little bit of a burnout? That's how excited I am, because I could not believe I just did that.
I got to tell you, Ken Huber was one of the first to kind of couch you out on the fuel mileage race. And I made a comment about an old race that I saw in the 90s with Rusty Wallace leading at Talladega. And Benny Parsons, the late Benny Parsons, BP, called him out and said, could Rusty go the rest of the way? And that came to mind. Wesley Holland catch you, but it looked like he was catching you over a second a lap, I think, initially. And then it looks like the tires flattened out, and you put up a heck of a battle there with 2 laps to go. Made some awesome moves, making him work around you the hard way, around the outside. How nervous were you with about 2 to go there, coming down to it?
Oh, he's so excited he pulled his headphones out.
Oh, no, I got it here. So I knew it was going to happen. With 10 to go, I knew he was going to catch me. But this GTR simulator, these guys are awesome for me. And I want to say a great big thanks to those guys out there in the LA area, GTR simulator, all local stuff here. So if you guys need a sim rig, go check them out. It was fast all night, and I was just talking to Wesley about this. I was able to clutch it, let it off, or shut it off and clutch it, and still run decent lap times the whole time. But it was about halfway through the second pit stop, or the first pit stop, I knew that I had to save fuel to make it. And so I was doing that the rest of the race, knowing that these guys are too good not to have a caution. I knew that we were going to go green the rest of the way. And we got lucky, and here I am in second. And I needed this points, guys, for the points championship. I've been really sucking it up the first half of the season, and by golly, it's turning around.
last season, you pretty much led most of the chase. So until we got to the chase, you pretty much were the leader of the point standings, if I remember right. And then this season, yeah, you're back there in 15th. Probably after this race, you might jump a couple spots. So yeah, it's going to start earning some spots back.
Yeah, and it's just taking consistency, top 5s, top 10s, whatever I can manage, and a 0x with the race. Get a couple bonus points here and there, and next thing you know, I'm back in the championship again. But as of right now, I'm sitting out, and I'm trying to get back in, digging my way and clawing. And after seeing Merck have some issues, and you know, the leader Justin having a big issue tonight with Kyle, that's kind of a bad deal in itself. But those guys are going to be guys watching the championship. If they make contact and crash themselves out, you're going to see me poke right through, boys.
I think everybody out there knows you're certainly one of the fan favorites. We always enjoy talking to you, and I think you know what? I'm gonna go on a limb here, Vern. I'm putting you in the Championship 4 race at Phoenix. You heard it here. You're my vote going for the second half of the season here. I want to see you out there, and I know, like you said, those guys run into problems just like they did tonight, and they made several mistakes throughout the season. You're there to capitalize on them, so I think you got a great shot, just as good as anybody else out there.
The way I'm looking at this right now, guys, make friends now, so that way I have friends later instead of enemies later.
Enemies first, and then trying to make up for it and make friends later.
Yeah, and that's what happened. Beginning of the season, I just had terrible luck, but I don't know what happened. Light switches went off. The teammates have really been helping me out. Can-Am, GTR Simulator, of course, CTC Waterworks out of Natchez, Washington, and Haley Manufacturing, one of the first innovators of automated fruit packing warehouses and lines that are made right now, is out of Washington State. And so if you ever need automation done in your warehouse or water filtration systems for your pond and irrigation, CTC Waterworks and Haley Manufacturing out of Natchez, Washington. And if you're always needing that new sim rig, boys, go check them out at gtrsimulator.com. Phone number is 888-9GTR-SIM.
There you see it with the sponsorship plug. We made note of Andre out here. It was good to see him out there, and we could kind of showcase his car too. We noticed that it was pretty much the opposite paint scheme that we worked on really hard at Patented Paints with the Haley Manufacturing and CT Waterworks. So it was good to see Andre out there as well tonight.
Yeah, he was actually running pretty good at the beginning of the race. I don't know what happened to him at the end except for just falling out and pitting, but he'll call me up later on and tell me what's going on. And I'm proud to see him back out here, and our teammates were strong tonight. I want to thank you guys, Ken, Scott. You guys do a fantastic job, as always, and we always appreciate it.
Thank you,
I
sir.
appreciate that, Ken. Vern, and we will talk to you next week from Road America, left and right turns. Looking forward to it, and looking for you to be one of the strong contenders out there on the road course.
10-4, already been practicing.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
You want to talk to our winner, Ken?
Sure, why not? Wesley Holland up here in the booth with Scott Patton and myself. Congrats on win number 3. I think that's 2 in a row.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Oh, that's a really good job there, Wesley. We were watching you pretty much all night. You had like anywhere from 8 to 5 seconds on Justin Michael all night. And I think you got behind early on. Well, let's start off with your qualifying run. What happened in qualifying?
Terrible. Driver error. Yeah, I blame that on the reason why.
Did you pull a Jeffrey Merck in qualifying?
I mean, I smacked the wall in the second lap. Kind of babied it the first lap because I knew my second lap was going to be better, and then just ruined the second lap. So I had to go with the first lap time, and that just put us in the back to begin with. Started 15th or whatever it was, and had to kind of drive through the field. And by the time I got up there to try to do something with Justin, he was already 6 seconds ahead. So seeing that we were running kind of the same lap times, but I mean, I would have needed a caution or something to see what I had against him. He was the class of the field, so probably didn't have much for him when I got up there because I would have just raced my tires off. So yeah, there was no, I don't know what happened there at the end. I just seen him in the grass, and somehow it worked out there. So kind of crazy that I got this win because I just assumed I was gonna have a good night with no X's and finish second. So
yeah, speaking of which, so after Justin Michael had his incident, what happened there? Apparently, everybody was on different tire strategies, and so Justin Michael was entering pit lane, and somebody behind him on fresher tires just got in the back of him, and so Justin spun out there on the entrance to pit lane, and then you had Vernon Margheim. So I was watching your lap times, and you were eating up some serious time on Vern Margine, but were you aware that he was going to be able to make it the distance?
My theory is anytime that Vern is up front at the end of one of these races that go green the entire time, he's probably going to win because that guy can save some fuel. And I was talking to him in the room before I got up here, and yeah, I don't know how the guy does it. He does a fantastic job at saving fuel. So hats off to him, and he probably should have won the race. He did everything right on the last lap. I tried the outside. I had just enough tire to get around him, so he raced me clean there to the finish, and I appreciate to see you racing like that. I mean, he could have just slid up and kind of pinched me off the corner, and he decided to hold it on the bottom, so hats off to Vern.
Well, congrats again there, Wesley, on 3 wins now in the season, so you are... It seems like you're on fire, man. Justin Michael's been the talk of the town all season, but here as of late, the last month or so, you've been on top of it. Before we let you go, Scott, you got anything for Wesley?
No, other than looks like we got to put another sticker on there for you. I think that sticker is, I don't even know if the paint is dried on it, but I just put that on there for you this afternoon. But we'll get another one loaded up for you. Congrats on that. And looking forward to see what you can do next week on the road course.
I appreciate it.
All right, thanks again, Wesley. Congrats on the win, and looking forward to Road America. So next week, Road America, you actually were pretty good at Sonoma. You actually won last week.
Let's not talk about that. Nope. Purge Sonoma out of it. There's no way that I do any good at Road America. It's hang on and survive there. That's all. I don't
understand, because Sonoma is like 10 times harder.
I feel like I know Sonoma so much more or better. Like I've raced a lot of stuff on Sonoma, and I've just never been to Road America all that often. So.
Well, it's time to put in some practice, I guess. I know you were pretty good last week setting up a lot of practice servers for the guys. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing you up front next week. So you seem to be getting those road course skills down.
I appreciate it, Ken.
All right, Scott.
All right, have a good week, Wes. We'll talk to you next week from Road America. Congrats.
Appreciate it, folks.
There it is. We watched Wesley Holland do some burnouts here on the front stretch. That is a wrap from Nashville. I think, man, what are you thinking? That's probably our first race this season, caution-free.
Yeah, other than the road courses, because they're naturally caution-free. But yeah, that was our first caution-free race. Very happy to see it.
Yeah, certainly with Wesley Holland gaining some momentum. Win number 3 on the season, 2 in a row. And we're going to a road course next week. Like you said, road course win last week, road course coming up next week, and some further road courses. We have quite a few coming up in the season. So Wesley Holland has proved that he is a threat on both the 1.5 miles as well as the road courses. So looking forward to what he can do there. Tough break for Justin Michael this week, having that pit road incident, being dominant pretty much the entire race. But tough break for him. I'm sure he's going to be back on the top of the field next week looking for redemption at Road America.
Yeah, and he was definitely strong last week at Sonoma. If you remember, him and Wesley Holland got together on the exit of pit lane there, and that actually kind of gave Wesley Holland the win, although Wesley Holland was pretty strong that afternoon. So I wouldn't take anything away from Wesley, but the two of them got together, and Justin Michael found himself in second place last week. So I expect Justin Michael and Wesley Holland running up front next week.
Yeah, just scanning through the unofficial results here. Wesley Holland taking the win here. Looking at Jeffrey Merck, good recovery for him with the slip in the wall early on in the race. Heath Smith was up there in top 5. Felt like he had a great run all night long. 15 seconds. Richardson, Greg Mall, kind of consistent there, moving his way up to top 10 finish there. And good to see David Schreck.
That 9 car, that Altel car, David Schreck.
Yeah, from down in Florida. Nice job, David. Looking through 11 through 20 here. What sticks out to me? Andre Savala, one of Vernon's teammates there from out in Washington. Christopher Howell, the consistent run. James 00 Brown. Josh R. Scott, I think we saw some issues with. Let's see here. Anybody stick out for you, Ken, in 21st through 30th?
I was going to call out Andre Savala there. He had that early incident early on. Calvin Miller kind of had some struggles. James O. Brown struggling. Charles Widener was having an up and down race. It seemed like he was in the top 10 and then finds himself finishing 15th. So
back in 21st here. Trent, what are you going to say, Rod Minton?
Well, he finished 24th, and he started in 4th, so Rod Minton kind of struggled tonight. I was kind of making fun of him racing from the lawn chair tonight, but apparently it didn't work out for him too well tonight.
Yeah, I wonder what happened. Do we know what happened? Because he was up there at least through the second pit stop, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. He could be the guy that got the penalty too. I'm not really sure, Scott. It was so difficult keeping track of where everybody was tonight with all the different pit strategies. So
Rick Hunderfeen in 26 there on a rough night, but welcome to the league nonetheless. We like new drivers here, new talent. So welcome, Rick. Look forward to seeing what you can do here in the future. Justin Michael in 27th, 17 laps down. We saw that. He pretty much parked it after that incident with Kyle Chadwick, who ironically finished just after him there in 28th from Hack Racing, 18 laps down. Eric Talent and Jason Hughes parked it early tonight.
Well, there's the race from Nashville, Music City there, Scott. Looking forward to next week. Looking forward to being in the booth with you. And then I think we get a break after that for the 4th of July weekend, if my math is correct.
That we do. We move these two races this week. The Cup Series is off, but we decided to push this race and next week's race at Road America. We're going to push them up a week so that we can enjoy the 4th of July holiday. So, and then we're going to continue the week after that on, it should be July 11th, I think. We're going to go on with the normal Cup schedule from that point on every week. Here at Multi-League Racing Network, we enjoy everybody participating out there and watching. Hopefully you saw your favorite drivers out there and made some noise in the chat for us. If you haven't, click the like button, the subscribe button. Helps us gain some awareness for the league, for the channel, for us up here, and it also will send you an alert when we do go live, every time we go live at the Multi-League Racing Network. So appreciate your time, Ken, as always, and we will catch you next week from Road America, road course racing style, Multi-League iRacing Series, Stone River Outfitters Cup Series. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. We'll talk to you next week. We're going to leave you with some highlights here from Nashville Super Speedway. Congrats to Wes Holland, our winner, 3rd time this season.
Good night, everyone.
Don't hold his hand. Teach a man to fish. Was it buy a man a fish he eats for a day? Teach a man to fish. He fishes for a lot. He eats for a lifetime.